yourself because you know that you are so.
Hi, I'm Sama Zadora, and today we're going to talk about knowing when to let go. So I think this is something a lot of people struggle with. When to let go of a relationship, when to let go of a job, when to let go of a friendship. And sometimes it's pretty confusing because it might be time to dig in your heels and stick with that relationship or that job, and the difficulties that are presenting themselves are actually things you need to face and grow. Or sometimes we're just stuck in habits or patterns, or we're just too afraid to let go because we don't want to be alone, or the security makes us feel good. So I think when we look at what is it that we need to let go of, whether we stay, whether we go, overall, is whether or not I think you're fooling yourself. So let's say that it's a relationship and you aren't sure whether you should stay or you should go. If you're spending a lot of your time making excuses for someone, or trying to make them someone that they aren't, or never were, or never can be, just because you're afraid of being alone, then that's probably time to let go of that relationship. And that could be a romantic relationship or sometimes a friendship. I meet a lot of people who come to my classes or workshops, and they're changing their lives. And as they change their lives, they're changing their habits. For example, if you used to be very unhealthy with what you were eating, what you did with your body, or you'll find people and they used to go out all the time with their friends and drink in bars, and that was the way that they would have fun. And now they're going to yoga classes and eating healthier. Some of the old friendships might start to show that strain because their friends will be upset that they don't want to spend time with them or keep doing the same things they used to do together. And that makes sense because the habits aren't the same anymore. Friendships and relationships are actually based a lot on sharing our habits and how we spend our time together. But what often happens is the person who's starting to change, and hopefully, they're changing their life in a positive direction, they start to feel guilty, right? Or the other person says that, pulls the loyalty card. You're not being loyal anymore. But what I find interesting is there's a lot of people who'll be your friend when you're down, and they'll not be your friend when you're going up, because it's hard for them to see you actually changing your life and being healthier or happier, because that's a reflection for them of how maybe they aren't changing their life to be happier, healthier. So it's difficult for them to be happy for you, and in fact, sometimes they'll even drag you down. And there's an old expression called crabs in a bucket. And they say you don't have to put a lid on a bucket of crabs, because if one crab tries to get out, the other ones pull them down. Because again, that's their tribe, that's their group. And so when somebody starts changing their life, changing their habits to be healthier, to be happier, to be more positive, a lot of your old relationships or situations or friendships, those people might start trying to pull you back down. And that's when that's when you really get tested and see, do you choose the loyalty, not just to the people, but sometimes the loyalty to your old habits? Or do you sometimes have to break free and really go alone for a little bit? And that's scary. Going alone is scary because, like I said, sometimes you feel guilty, or sometimes you're just confronted with the fear of loneliness. But I think that's one of the marks of people who are able to achieve great things in their life, is that they're able to make those decisions to sometimes go it alone and to let go of situations that they've outgrown, because that's the nature of growth. If you begin to grow, then things will change, and you don't want to stop your growing from the fear, right? Or from old patterns of people making you feel guilty. So doing your best to be a good person in all these situations, but also knowing sometimes when it's time to let go and to move forward on your own, following your own inner guidance and following your own dreams and heart. So remember, this is really talking about any kind of relationship. This could be romantic, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, husband, wife. This could be a friendship. This could be a roommate. This could be someone you work with or a job. So just remember, these are all types of relationships that you want to make a decision. What is the right action? When is it time to let go? And please don't be afraid to leave your comments. Share with us a time or a relationship that you're having that you're struggling with. When you share your stories, it really helps other people also open up. And I think one of the things that's hardest is that feeling of being alone with a problem. That's something that we do easily. We isolate and say no one else has ever had this problem, and maybe we feel embarrassed or ashamed or judgmental of ourselves. But if you can share with our community and in the comments below your challenge or what relationship that you're struggling with right now, it will not only help you break through, it will help other people get insight and break through as well. So your homework for this episode is to really sit down and think of a relationship or a situation that maybe you're struggling with and that you might need to let go. And you're going to weigh it out whether it falls into one of three categories. And the first category is sanity, because there's three choices. You have sanity, insanity, and change. The sanity as the first option is sometimes you look and you say, you know what, nobody's perfect, and I can't expect everybody to do everything I want. And then you choose to stay in that relationship, but also to have more understanding, compassion, maybe let go of your expectations, but not let go of that relationship. And that is sanity. Now, insanity is what about 90% of people are doing. Insanity is you stay in the relationship because you're afraid of letting go or leaving, but you're angry the whole time, and you keep expecting or wanting that other person to change and to become the way you want, or to give you the things you feel you need. But, you know, there's an old saying, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. That's Maya Angelou. So I'm going to say that again because it's so good. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because how often are you in relationships and somebody has shown you who they are, and you either you put on your little fairy tale sunglasses and you try and pretend there's something else, or keep hoping or wishing that they'll change. Really allowing yourself to see that person as their own person for who they really are, and either they can meet those expectations or needs, or they can't. And so the sanity choice is to decide, yes, it's worth staying in this relationship, nobody's perfect. Insanity is saying, I'm staying in the relationship, but I'm going to be angry all the time. That's insanity. And then the third option is change. So you might come to a place where the option you need to move with is the change that you've outgrown a relationship, or that you find yourself in such a pattern, a hamster wheel of going around and around with the same disappointments or drama, and that it's really time to change and to let go of that. So again, that's your homework, is really think about, if you have a challenging relationship right now, question yourself. Is it time to let go? Can you be in the sanity category of accepting them for who they are? Are you in the insanity where you're staying but you keep wanting them to change? Or is it time to move into change and being willing to face the fears of letting go of the relationship and allowing the growth to happen?
When you break and pray to yourself.